There's so much that is not so good about the world today, but what we want to talk about are the aspirations of the SDGs and how the pathway to them is doable, and that we can do this with young people, with leaders and everyone around the world.
Today, it is crucial, particularly in these times of COVID, that we put emphasis on solidarity, on inclusion, rather than hatred and division.
Well, communications can be very powerful in both directions. Words can incite violence, and words can incite the worst atrocity crimes imaginable. And as Adama was saying, these words, when we see people being dehumanized, being spoken of as not humans, as insects, as animals, huge red flags should go up, alarm bells, because it is a precursor, and we know it from the examples that he cited, the Holocaust, Rwanda, Srebrenica, in history, that looking back, it was the language, it was the propaganda on radio stations that led people to feel like they had the license to kill each other, to kill the other, to hate the other. At the same time, communications can give people a sense of hope, a sense of I'm informed, I'm guided, unity, harmony, fraternity, and I think that's what we should all work for.
I left COP feeling that it was truly a private sector COP. A couple of key outcomes for me. I felt the private sector was bold, private sector was ambitious, private sector was actually asking governments and policymakers to be very clear about what their ambitions were. And there were some areas of clear disappointment. I think we failed to reach consensus on climate financing. The focus perhaps on areas such as adaptation and resilience was not as sharp and as pointed as it needed to be. We barely kept 1.5 alive, but we did. So we did also obviously realize that, without climate finance, without keeping the promise alive of how to address adaptation, resilient, just transition, we will not able to really collectively address the climate crisis. So as I say, I left with a little bit of a mixed bag of feelings, but clarity that the private sector has a real role to play.
If we don't do something now and make some change and stop people from just talking and actually doing action, because the truth of it is, it's with the next generation. It is with my babies and your babies and the grandchildren coming. It's like they're the ones that we're doing it for, and for the generation that doesn't get it and are too stubborn and old and don't want to make that change, the next generation has to do it. And I'm here to help them. I want to bridge the gap.
In this role, I can only lead by example, those changes are not easy. We're like literally swimming against the tide to be sustainable, Like the world is not creating this place that let's be sustainable. There's no plastic here and you can easily buy this. And it's not that way, You have to really dig deep to be able to live and leave a less of a footprint here. People are not, it's not easy. And so just to keep educating myself and spread the message of what I'm learning and how I'm changing, and how in a bigger perspective also we have to engage as a group to create the bigger changes, which are extremely necessary through policy changes and the big industry, being held accountable. So
media traditionally is good at covering breaking stories, crises, urgent news, problems, but the environmental problems we're talking about, climate change, ocean degradation, these are slow-moving problems. They change incrementally, and we need to do a better job reporting, finding ways to report on this slow motion. They call them slow motion emergencies, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And to report better on solutions. So, it's more urgent than ever that we inform people how they can not just prevent climate change, but now they're going to have to adjust to it, and it's going to get worse and worse.
2022年国連 SDG メディアコンパクトに参加する日本の130を超えるメディアの有志が 1.5 度の約束と題しまして気候変動対策のアクションを呼びかける共同キャンペーンをスタートしました。テレビやラジオ、オンラインメディア、新聞、雑誌などメディアの垣根を越えて国単位でこうしたキャンペーンを行うのは世界で初めてです。2021年11月13日、
世界各国は新たな決意を
表明しました。
それは世界の平均気温の上昇を産業革命以前に比べて 1.5 度に抑えるというもの。
気温上昇は猛暑、
豪雨、干ばつなどの異常気象、
生物多様性の喪失、食料不足、
健康被害、貧困、
強制移住など私たちの暮らしに
さまざまな影響をもたらします。
すでに
1.1 度上昇しているのでプラス 0.4 度で抑えなければなりません。
我们平常看到很多的这个关于生物多样性的宣传呢，都是非常唯美的，比如说原始森林啊，还有一些大型的濒危动物，或者说很可爱的一些动物。通常这些物种呢，都生活在离我们城市非常远的一些区域里，那么这样就会让公众产生一些距离感，那么认为这个工作可能不是他们能做的，或者说这个工作是一些专业人士才应该去做的。那其实呢，我们想让更多的人能有一个意识，就是实际上在我们城市里，在他们的身边就有非常非常丰富的这样的生物多样性。那么我们希望公众可以先通过观察，更深入的去了解他们看到的身边的这些野生动物邻居们，他们是在哪儿，怎么样生活的，他们的行为是怎么样的。那么通过这样一些细致的观察以后，自然而然会产生一个情感的连接。那么对他有了共情，或者说甚至于对他们足够了解以后，人的心里面会自发的会想要去保护它。那么也是基于这一点呢，我和我的同事李薇薇，我们就共同发起了一个在翠湖，来关注我们城市里的野生动物邻居的这样一个项目。我们希望呢，能通过这个项目的一些活动的开展呢，让我们的公众带领我们的公众能更好的去关注、观察我们身边的野生动物邻居。
科技的进步为教育带来了很多新的变化。在传统观念中，一提到教育，大家就会想到学生坐在教室里听老师讲课。而今天，学生早已通过电脑、手机等信息媒介来学习。科技正创造一种新形式的互动教育，让大多数人可以随时随地的学习任何想学的东西。
在线教育它有一个很重要的特点，就是规模效应，就是我们一个老师讲，可能同时有很多学生在听。因此，我们要加强教师队伍建设，尤其是像乡村学校。因此，我们必须站在教育的本质这个角度来利用好我们的科技的力量。